Chosen one. There comes a moment when heaven stops whispering and begins to roar. That moment is now. The energy around you has begun to tremble, like the sky before a storm, and your soul can already feel the weight of what's coming. You don't need a sign, you are the sign. The unseen shift has already begun. In 1963, something extraordinary happened in Alaska. The ground cracked open, the sea rose, and the earth moved as if it were alive. That earthquake didn't just destroy, it revealed how fragile man's foundations really were. But after the chaos, the land settled stronger than before. Chosen one, that's where you are right now. The shaking in your life isn't random, it's a divine recalibration. God isn't breaking you, He's building something new inside you. Every unexpected ending, every sudden silence, it's heaven moving unseen walls. You think you're losing stability, but you're actually gaining alignment. The spirit within you is being upgraded, not undone. Energy never lies, it echoes. Have you noticed how certain people suddenly fall silent around you? How some connections fade without warning? Don't misread the silence as rejection, it's protection. The universe has been cleansing your frequency, removing anything that can't survive in your next chapter. You might feel the emptiness, but it's a sacred space being prepared. This is the part where old energies can no longer breathe near you. Their time expired the moment you started awakening. Remember, God removes what distracts before He delivers what's divine. You're not being isolated, you're being insulated, for revelation, not ruin. The storm tests the strength of your roots. There's a story of a small tree that grew at the edge of a cliff. Every storm bent it, almost broke it, but every time the wind passed, its roots dug deeper into the earth. When larger trees around it fell, that little one still stood, scarred but strong. Chosen one, your soul is that tree. You've been hit by storms others couldn't survive, yet you still rise. The shaking you feel is not punishment, it's proof that your roots go deep. The Spirit is testing your endurance to prove your divine durability. Your survival isn't by chance, it's by design. The old you cannot cross over. Energy shifts are not gentle, they demand transformation. The Spirit is peeling away layers that no longer serve your destiny. You might feel disoriented, like waking up in a world that no longer feels right for you. That's because your old self was never built for where you're going. Don't try to resurrect what God has already buried. When people walk away, let them. When doors close, don't knock again. The universe is selective with its access points. This is divine filtration. Only the pure, the ready, the aligned will pass through this spiritual gate. You are being refined, not rejected. The signs are speaking louder now. Synchronicities, vivid dreams, repeated numbers. These aren't coincidences. They're coordinates. God is mapping your next move through signs your spirit can decode. Please pay attention to the feelings that don't fade, to the thoughts that repeat themselves when you're still. Every nudge, every whisper, every discomfort, it's heaven adjusting your compass. The old direction no longer leads to your promise. Don't fight the reroute, flow with it. When you surrender to the shift, you stop chasing and start attracting. This is the season where effort transforms into alignment. Your spiritual vision is clearing. There was a time when you couldn't see why things fell apart. But now, the mist is lifting. The betrayals, the delays, the heartbreaks, they were all preparation. What looked like chaos was choreography. The Spirit was positioning you for clarity. Chosen one, God blinded you temporarily to protect you from distractions that could have delayed your purpose. Now your eyes are opening to the truth. The people you once trusted may reveal their real faces. But don't panic, that's discernment awakening. The veil is being torn so your spirit can finally see what your heart already knew. The shift is a sacred invitation. This isn't punishment, it's a promotion disguised as pressure. The Spirit is inviting you to operate at a higher vibration, one where fear no longer dictates your decisions. You've outgrown your old limitations. Now heaven demands expansion. You'll feel an inner pull, a restlessness that won't let you stay small. That's divine tension. God is stretching your spirit to match your new assignment. When everything inside you screams for comfort, remember, destiny doesn't bloom in safety, it thrives in surrender. The shift is not happening to you, it's happening through you. The delay was a divine strategy. There's a story about NASA's first moon landing attempt. The countdown began, hearts pounded, but at the last moment, abort. A single faulty light on the control panel stopped the mission. The team was devastated, but later, they discovered the malfunction had saved lives. The rocket wasn't ready. The delay was divine protection dressed as disappointment. Chosen one, your delay isn't denial, it's divine timing being perfected. God is withholding certain blessings until your spirit can hold its weight. You've been asking, why not now? Heaven answers, because I'm still strengthening you. Patience isn't punishment, it's preparation. What's forming in silence will soon emerge in brilliance. You're not waiting in vain, you're waiting in purpose. The breaking point is the birthing point. There's a moment in every transformation where things seem to collapse, where the pressure becomes unbearable and your heart feels like it's splitting. But that's the paradox of spiritual growth. The moment you think you're breaking, you're actually birthing. When a butterfly struggles out of its cocoon, it isn't dying, it's activating its wings. Likewise, every crack in your soul is a channel for light. The pain you feel is labor pain, not loss. God is pushing out what's expired to make room for what's eternal. The Spirit doesn't break what it doesn't plan to rebuild better. Hold steady. The very thing that's hurting you is ushering you into wholeness. The Spirit is recalibrating your surroundings. Ever notice how a phone loses signal when it moves out of range? That's you right now. Your spirit's frequency has shifted, and the old environment can't connect anymore. That's why conversations feel shallow, familiar places feel foreign, and certain people drain your peace. You're not antisocial, you're ascending. When God raises your vibration, anything that doesn't match it falls away. Don't chase what can't hear your new frequency. Instead, stay in stillness until heaven reconnects you to people and spaces that mirror your evolution. Divine alignment always begins with divine disconnection. You're not losing people, you're losing noise. The fire you feel is refinement, not wrath. There's an ancient Japanese art called kintsugi, where broken pottery is mended with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted, turning damage into design. That's what God is doing with you. The fire you're walking through isn't to burn you, it's to reveal the gold veins of your spirit. You keep asking, why do I keep getting tested? Because you're chosen, and chosen ones are never finished product. Heaven puts pressure on diamonds, not dust. Every trial is polishing your resilience. Every scar is proof that grace lives in you. This isn't destruction, it's divine craftsmanship in motion. What was meant to break you has bowed to you. Do you remember the Red Sea moment in Scripture? The waters that threatened to drown God's people became the very path that carried them to freedom. That's the mystery of divine reversal, when what was sent to destroy you becomes your doorway to destiny. Chosen one, the battles you thought you'd lose have already been rewritten in your favor. The closed doors, the betrayals, the setbacks, they didn't stop your calling, they proved it. Every hardship bowed before your endurance. The enemy's attack became heaven's announcement. This one is unshakable. And now, you're standing in the space where your tears used to fall, stronger, sharper, and spiritually untouchable. You are entering the era of divine acceleration. When the seasons shift, everything changes fast. Trees shed overnight, winds turn direction, and suddenly, the air feels new. Spiritually, that's what's happening to you. After years of stagnation, heaven is releasing acceleration. What used to take years will now happen in weeks. You'll sense it first, a sudden clarity, a burst of confidence, a wave of synchronicity. That's God moving time in your favor. But remember this, acceleration demands accuracy. You can't carry old habits into new momentum. Let go of hesitation. Faith is your new fuel. The same spirit that slowed your steps is now about to speed your purpose. Your spirit is becoming untouchable. Once a lion learns the taste of victory, fear becomes foreign. That's you now. You fought through darkness that others never saw and carried light even when you couldn't see your own. Now your spirit vibrates on a higher plane, one where gossip can't touch you, jealousy can't wound you, and fear can't find you. Heaven has armored you in peace. People may still try to test your limits, but they no longer have access to your energy. Your spirit has evolved beyond reaction. This is divine maturity, when your silence becomes your sword and your calm becomes your crown. The wilderness was never wasted. There's a story about a shepherd who lost his way in the desert. Days passed, and he wandered endlessly, until he stumbled upon an untouched oasis. Later, he realized the lost path wasn't a mistake. It was the only route that could reveal the hidden spring. Chosen one, your wilderness was not wasted time. It was the secret classroom where heaven trained your discernment. Every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, every closed door, it all refined your spirit. You learned to hear God's whisper in the silence. You weren't abandoned, you were being educated in endurance. The wilderness didn't destroy you, it revealed your divine stamina. The Spirit is calling you higher. You've mastered survival, but now God is calling you to soar. You can't keep living at ground level when your wings were made for divine height. That inner restlessness you feel? It's heaven stirring your potential. This is the elevation phase. The spiritual air gets thinner up here, fewer voices, greater clarity. You'll notice how distractions fall away naturally. Your appetite for trivial things fades because your spirit is craving purpose, not comfort. Chosen one, it's time to rise. Don't cling to old versions of yourself just because they're familiar. God can't bless who you pretend to be, He's calling who you are. The energy around you is resetting. There's a reason you've been feeling off balance, your spirit is recalibrating, and that process can feel like chaos before it feels like peace. You may sense sudden bursts of emotion, moments of deep fatigue, or vivid dreams. None of that is random. The universe is synchronizing your energy with your divine assignment. Think of it as a software update for your soul. Old patterns are being deleted, new codes are being installed. The discomfort you feel is the frequency shift. Don't resist it. On the other side of this reset, your intuition will sharpen, your peace will deepen, and your path will illuminate like never before. The shadows have served their purpose. Even darkness has a divine function. It teaches you how to recognize light. The Spirit allowed certain seasons of pain, not to punish you but to prepare you for discernment. You now know the taste of deception, the weight of betrayal, the cost of false peace. Chosen one, that awareness is power. You're no longer naive, you're spiritually seasoned. The shadows were your teachers, and their lesson is complete. Now, light follows you because you understand its worth. You no longer chase clarity, it flows from within you. Every shadow that once haunted you now bows to your glow. The shift is revealing hidden power. When an earthquake strikes, fault lines appear, weak spots long buried beneath the surface. But what if those cracks weren't weaknesses, but access points? That's what's happening in your soul. The shift is exposing hidden power you didn't know you carried. Your empathy, once called too sensitive, is now your spiritual radar. Your pain, once seen as your downfall, is now your anointing. God has weaponized what once wounded you. The enemy didn't realize. Every attack only unlocked another layer of your potential. This shift isn't just changing your spirit, it's revealing your supernatural resilience. Heaven is releasing recognition. For years, you've worked in silence, loved in silence, endured in silence. But heaven saw every unseen effort. This is the season where divine eyes turn toward you. Favor is being spoken in rooms where your name was never mentioned before. The Spirit says, I'm bringing you into visibility, not for vanity, but for purpose. You'll notice sudden invitations, unexpected opportunities, and divine connections that appear out of nowhere. That's not a coincidence, it's compensation. Your quiet obedience has triggered public favor. Chosen one, prepare yourself. This is the unveiling season. Heaven doesn't hide what it's ready to honor. You're about to walk in prophetic fulfillment. There's a time for praying, and there's a time for living in the answered prayer. You're standing at that divine border. The Spirit has tested your patience, purified your motives, and strengthened your faith. Now, the words once spoken over your life are ripening into reality. Don't be surprised when long-forgotten dreams start resurfacing. They're not random, they're being resurrected by divine timing. What once felt delayed is now being delivered. The prophecy didn't die, it matured. Your season of waiting is transitioning into your season of walking in it. You're not just entering breakthrough, you're becoming it. The old frequency can no longer hold you. There's a reason the rooms you once felt comfortable in now feel suffocating. Your spirit has outgrown its environment. It's not arrogance, it's evolution. When a radio station changes frequency, those still tuned to the old one hear only static. That's what's happening around you. People who once resonated with your energy now only hear the silence of your elevation. Chosen one, stop trying to turn down your light to fit back into dim spaces. You weren't meant to blend, you were meant to broadcast. God is tuning your spirit to a higher frequency where confusion can't enter and peace becomes your permanent language. Don't fear the silence. It's the sound of separation that precedes revelation. The Spirit is exposing false attachment. Sometimes, before God blesses you, He subtracts from you. That's what this phase feels like, a sacred severing. You may feel people pulling away, relationships dissolving, opportunities evaporating. But these aren't losses, they're divine audits. Every attachment not anchored in truth is being shaken loose. The Spirit knows who genuinely honors your energy and who only feeds from it. It may hurt, but this cleansing is crucial because elevation exposes intentions. Chosen one, remember this. When God subtracts, He's never reducing, He's refining. And when He removes people from your story, it's because they were never written into your next chapter. The silence around you is sacred. In the noise of life, silence feels unsettling. But for the chosen, silence is a strategy. God isolates before He elevates. Every great voice was once silenced before it was amplified. Moses in the desert, David in the fields, Jesus in the wilderness. Your current quiet season isn't emptiness, it's incubation. You're not being ignored, you're being instructed. The world calls it stillness, but heaven calls it setup. In the silence, your discernment sharpens, your faith strengthens, and your identity solidifies. When the time comes, you won't speak from emotion, you'll speak from revelation. And when you do, your words will carry divine weight. The Spirit is shifting your source. There was a time when your strength came from routine, from people, from control. But now, those sources have dried up. That's not failure, it's redirection. Just like when the prophet Elijah's brook ran dry, God wasn't punishing him, He was moving him. Chosen one, this is your moment of spiritual rerouting. The things that used to fulfill you no longer can because heaven is changing your supply line. You're being moved from dependence to divine reliance. You'll start to realize that what sustained you before won't sustain you now, because your new season requires supernatural provision, not predictable patterns. The shift is not taking from you, it's teaching you where your true source has always been. Your spirit is walking into divine authority. There's a quiet power forming inside you, a confidence that no longer seeks validation, a peace that doesn't require explanation. That's divine authority awakening. It's not pride, it's remembrance. You're remembering who you've always been in the eyes of God. When your spirit aligns with divine truth, external chaos loses its control. You stop reacting to energy that's beneath your vibration. You stop chasing what's already yours. Chosen one, heaven is recrowning you with authority. Authority over your emotions, your fears, your future. You'll speak and things will shift. You'll pray and atmospheres will change. This is no longer about surviving, it's about commanding peace wherever you go. Your dreams are becoming prophetic instructions. Pay attention to your dreams lately, they're not random. The Spirit is speaking through the symbols and visions of your rest. What feels like imagination is revelation. God is using your dream space to download divine direction. You may see water, doors, roads, or even people from your past. Each one carries meaning. Write them down, chosen one. The spiritual world is sending you coordinates to your next step. While others sleep to escape reality, you dream to shape it. Your spirit is in direct communication with heaven's blueprint. This is how God speaks when your waking world grows too loud. The blessing will arrive quietly. Not every miracle comes with thunder. Some arrive softly, like morning light creeping through your window after a long night. You won't need to announce it, it will simply be. The people who doubted you will see it without you saying a word. God's biggest moves rarely come with noise, they come with confirmation. One day soon, you'll wake up and realize the pain stopped hurting, the fear stopped speaking, and the blessing finally found its way home. No warning, no spotlight, just peace. Because when heaven delivers, it doesn't need applause. It needs your awareness. The shift isn't coming, it's already here, quietly anchoring itself in your spirit. The spirit is restoring what time tried to steal. You thought too much time had passed. You assumed the window had closed. But God doesn't measure destiny by clocks. He measures it by readiness. And now you're ready. The lost years, the missed opportunities, the broken paths, He's weaving them all back together in ways that defy logic. Restoration isn't about returning to what was, it's about resurrecting what should have been. Chosen one, your comeback won't look like your past. It'll look like divine correction. Every tear invested, every seed sown, every act of faith in the dark is returning multiplied. Time thought it won, but heaven rewrote the timeline in your favor. You're being led through the threshold of destiny. Every chosen soul reaches a sacred threshold, a point where what's familiar begins to fade, and what's promised starts to call. You can't explain it, but you feel it in your bones. Something in your life is shifting shape. This is your crossing moment, chosen one. Just as the Israelites stood before the Jordan, staring at a promise they'd only dreamed of, so do you now stand at the edge of divine fulfillment. The waters won't part until your feet move. This next step requires faith that overrides logic. You don't need the full map, only obedience. Because the moment you step forward, heaven's current will carry you to places effort never could. The Spirit has been whispering through disruption. Not every closed door was a no. Some were heaven's coded whispers saying, "This isn't your path." The Spirit often disrupts what's comfortable to redirect what's chosen. Those sudden changes, the job that ended, the plan that unraveled, the person who walked away, were all part of the language of divine interference. God speaks loudest through interruption. He knows that sometimes your destiny won't move until your comfort does. So, when everything you built begins to tremble, don't panic, listen. That's heaven shaking you awake, saying, "You were never meant to settle here." Your disruption is divine direction in disguise. You're being pulled into a higher realm of purpose. Purpose doesn't always arrive with clarity. Sometimes it arrives as conflict. The tension you're feeling inside isn't confusion, it's calling. Heaven is pulling you upward, out of complacency, out of small thinking, out of borrowed identities. You'll notice it through the inner discontent, the whisper that says, "There's more." That's the Spirit stirring your next assignment. Every divine mission begins with discomfort. God isn't trying to punish you, He's provoking your potential. You were never meant to fit in with the ordinary, chosen one. The calling on your life demands a new level of courage, a willingness to walk alone for a while until heaven aligns your tribe. The Spirit has placed angels on your path. There's been protection around you that you didn't even see, car accidents that didn't happen, conversations you weren't invited to, delays that saved you from disaster. Those weren't coincidences, they were cover. Heaven's security detail has been active, redirecting your steps even when you thought you were wandering. You may have lost opportunities, but you never lost divine supervision. Chosen one, you walk with unseen guardians. When others plotted against you, angels rerouted the outcome. When you cried alone, heaven recorded every tear as testimony. You've been protected not because you're perfect, but because you're purposed. Nothing sent against you ever arrived without heaven's permission. The hidden season was a setup for recognition. Every great destiny is developed in private before it's displayed in public. David had to fight lions before facing Goliath. Joseph had to interpret dreams in prison before ruling a nation. And you, your silence, your obscurity, your hidden efforts, were all heaven's preparation ground. The world hasn't ignored you, it's just been waiting for heaven's timing. Now, the fog is lifting, and your hidden season is becoming your platform. People will soon wonder, where did they come from? But the truth is, you've been becoming all along. When God reveals what He's been doing in you, it won't look like arrival. It'll look like prophecy fulfilled. You're about to witness divine reversal. There's a powerful moment in the book of Esther, when the same gallows built to destroy her people were used against their enemies instead. That's divine reversal, when the weapon formed against you becomes the evidence of your victory. Chosen one, that's what's unfolding for you. The very situations meant to humiliate you are about to elevate you. The pain you thought broke you will become your proof of purpose. Heaven specializes in flipping the script. This is not the end, it's the turning point. The tears you shed planted the seeds for this divine harvest. Every loss was an investment in your redemption. The Spirit is awakening the leader within you. You've been through enough storms to know the sound of lightning. You've walked through enough fire to recognize the smell of smoke. But now you're being raised as a light for others still lost in the dark. You may not feel ready, but that's what makes you chosen. Leadership in heaven's language isn't about position, it's about posture. It's the willingness to stand when others kneel to fear. God isn't asking for perfection, He's asking for availability. Your scars are credentials. Your story is an instruction. You're not just being blessed, you're being appointed. Heaven is turning your survival into someone else's roadmap. You've entered the era of spiritual clarity. There's a peace that no longer negotiates. You've reached it. After confusion, heartbreak, and questioning, your spirit has begun to settle into truth. Now you see things differently, not through pain, but through purpose. The things that once triggered you now teach you. The voices that once distracted you now dissolve into background noise. This is spiritual maturity, the moment when peace becomes your default response. You no longer need to fight to prove your worth. You simply walk in the knowing that you were chosen before you were even wounded. Clarity has replaced chaos, and that clarity is your crown. The Spirit is breaking generational patterns through you. You've felt it for years, the invisible weight that wasn't yours. The same struggles that haunted your parents, the same emotional cycles that repeated like echoes through time. But chosen one, heaven sent you to be the interruption. You are the turning point in your bloodline. The curses that lived through others will end with you. The addiction, the scarcity, the silent suffering, none of it will survive your awakening. God isn't just healing you, He's healing through you. Your obedience is rewriting the family story. You are the bridge between what was broken and what will be blessed. When you chose light, you broke centuries of darkness. Your spirit is attracting what's meant for you. You don't chase anymore because what's aligned doesn't run. Your new frequency calls forth only what resonates with your truth. People who mirror your peace, opportunities that match your mission, blessings that fit your spirit, they're on their way. This is spiritual magnetism. The moment you stopped begging for what wasn't yours, heaven began releasing what was. Every delay, every rejection was a filter ensuring that nothing counterfeit could enter your new season. Now, all that's meant for you is magnetized toward you, not by force, but by faith. Your surrender has become your signal, and the universe is responding. You're being reintroduced to yourself. For years, you played roles the world wrote for you: peacemaker, provider, protector, perfectionist. But the Spirit is stripping away every false identity, revealing the raw truth beneath. This isn't reinvention, it's remembrance. You're rediscovering who you were before the world told you who to be, before fear dulled your fire, before doubt muted your voice. You're meeting your soul again, and realizing how divine it's always been. Chosen one, this is your homecoming. You no longer need permission to exist in your fullness. The masks are falling, and what remains is pure authenticity, heaven's fingerprint in human form. Your isolation was the initiation. Every chosen vessel goes through a hidden initiation, where noise fades, people vanish, and silence becomes the only voice left. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being refined. God hides His favorites before He reveals them. Isolation wasn't rejection, it was reservation. While others were being celebrated, you were being consecrated. Heaven needed privacy to shape you without interference. That's why the spotlight missed you. It wasn't the time. But now, the same solitude that once hurt you will become your sanctuary of power. Your alone time built the anointing that crowds will one day recognize. The Spirit is unlocking your inner authority. You've been learning to speak differently, to command rather than complain, to declare rather than doubt. That's spiritual authority awakening. You've realized that words don't just describe your world, they create it. Now, when you pray, heaven moves. When you speak, reality bends, because you've aligned your voice with divine will. You're no longer begging for favor, you're walking in it. Chosen one, your authority doesn't come from titles, it comes from truth. You've survived enough storms to know the power of your decree. The spirit within you doesn't whisper anymore, it roars. Heaven is redeeming the years you thought you lost. You look back and see wasted seasons, relationships that drained you, efforts that failed, years that vanished in confusion. But heaven wastes nothing. God is turning what you lost into wisdom, what broke you into blueprint, and what delayed you into destiny. Every scar is being recycled into strength. You're about to receive back in 1 year what took 10 to build. Because divine restoration doesn't just return what was taken, it multiplies it. You thought time ran out, but eternity has no deadlines. Your story isn't late, it's right on prophetic time. The Spirit has crowned you with peace. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it's the evidence of alignment. You've reached the point where you no longer chase closure, prove your worth, or explain your light. That stillness in your chest, that's your crown. You've fought for this peace, bled for it, prayed for it, cried for it, and now it sits quietly on your spirit, unshakable. No gossip can remove it, no chaos can touch it. Peace is the armor of the awakened. You wear it not as defense, but as declaration. I am who God says I am. Your calm is now your greatest authority. You're stepping into divine visibility. The hidden years are over. The doors that once refused to open are now being commanded by heaven to unlock. You're about to be seen, not for fame, but for function. Because your visibility is tied to your assignment. Chosen one, this is not about spotlight, it's about stewardship. You're being elevated to carry light where others only carried noise. The world needs what you carry, and heaven is announcing your arrival. You won't have to push, force, or persuade. Grace will introduce you, favor will confirm you, and the same eyes that once overlooked you will now witness your unfolding. The Spirit is restoring your confidence. Chosen one, you forgot who you were for a moment. Life hit you so hard that you started doubting the very power you once carried with ease. But heaven says, your confidence wasn't destroyed, only buried beneath the noise. The storms didn't strip your worth, they revealed it. Your quiet strength is returning, your posture is changing, and your light is remembering its brightness. You no longer move like a wounded soul, you move like a warrior healed by divine hands. Every time you stand tall after being broken, the heavens take note. You are not rebuilding who you were, you are rising as who you were always meant to be. Your discernment has been sharpened. You don't see people the same anymore, do you? You can feel energy before words are spoken. You can sense the truth behind smiles and motives behind silence. That's not paranoia, it's spiritual precision. The Spirit has refined your vision to protect your purpose. You now see what others can't because your calling demands clarity. You are no longer fooled by appearances, because heaven has trained your eyes to recognize alignment. This discernment is your divine armor, use it well. It's how God keeps His chosen hidden from counterfeit connections and premature distractions. You're entering the era of overflow. You've survived seasons of scarcity, where every blessing felt rationed, every miracle delayed. But now, the cup that once dripped will pour. The same hands that once held nothing will hold abundance. Overflow is not just about money, it's about peace, purpose, alignment, and fulfillment. You'll wake up feeling full, spiritually, emotionally, creatively, because when God restores, He never restores halfway. This is your divine compensation for everything you endured with grace. What once drained you will now fuel you. You won't chase, blessings will find your address. The Spirit has released you from comparison. There was a time when you looked left and right, wondering why others bloomed before you. But chosen one, your soil was sacred. You were growing roots while they were growing leaves. Now you understand. Divine timing is never delayed. You're no longer in competition, you're in calling. The comparison that once made you small has dissolved into gratitude. Because you see it now, your path was never meant to look like anyone else's. Heaven handcrafted your journey with precision. You're not behind, you're right on holy schedule. You've been trusted with silence. You've learned that not everything revealed must be spoken, not every insight must be shared. The Spirit has matured your voice into restraint. You know when to speak and when to stay still. This is sacred maturity. Heaven only gives deep revelation to those who can handle its weight. Your silence isn't weakness, it's authority under control. You're not seeking validation anymore because your confirmation comes from the throne. When you choose quiet over proving, you demonstrate divine discipline. And that's why heaven trusts you with secrets others can't carry. You are walking in prophetic reversal. Everything that worked against you is about to work for you. The betrayal will become the bridge. The loss will become the lesson. The wound will become the weapon. God is flipping the script. What was meant to bury you will now build your platform. You're not coming back the same. You're coming back crowned. This is divine irony in motion. The same mouths that mocked you will mention you in awe. Heaven delights in reversals like this, because it proves that no plot can outright the author of your destiny. The Spirit is teaching you detachment. You're learning that peace isn't found in holding on, it's found in letting go. You no longer chase, force, or plead. You trust the flow because the flow is God. Detachment doesn't mean apathy, it means authority. You no longer attach your joy to outcomes, people, or timelines. Your spirit has matured into surrender. Now your worth isn't tied to what stays or leaves, it's anchored in divine presence. That's freedom, the kind the world can't give or take. And from that space of surrender, everything that belongs to you flows effortlessly home. 3. Your pain was prophetic training. Chosen one, those nights of heartbreak weren't wasted. Every tear carried instruction. Every betrayal became a blueprint. Every delay trains your spirit to discern divine timing. You didn't suffer randomly, you suffered strategically. God was equipping you to carry the weight of your calling without collapsing under it. That's why the pain was specific, personal, and precise. It was tailored for your awakening. Now you carry wisdom that can't be taught, only lived. Your scars are no longer symbols of suffering, they're stamps of divine selection. Chosen one, breathe for a moment. Feel what's happening inside you right now, that quiet trembling in your chest, that still awareness rising behind your eyes. That's not imagination, that's confirmation. The Spirit is moving through you as you listen to these words. Heaven has marked this exact moment to awaken what has been asleep within you for too long. You are no longer who you were when you pressed play. Something in your energy has realigned. Something in your soul has remembered. The part of you that once survived by fear is being replaced by the version of you that creates through faith. From this day forward, the world will not recognize you, not because you've changed your habits, but because your frequency has changed. People will sense it, doors will open to it, even your silence will carry power. The Spirit is not preparing to bless you, He already has. You are walking in the proof right now. So hear this truth one final time. You are chosen. You are covered. You are becoming the living evidence that God never forgot His promise. And when your spirit feels weary again, remember this: what He began in you, He intends to finish through you. You are not being broken, you are being built. You are not losing, you are launching. And you are not alone, you are part of a divine remnant rising in perfect timing. If these words stirred something in your spirit, don't let them fade. Declare your agreement in the comments. Speak life into someone else's journey. Like this video if you felt the shift. Share it so that another chosen one, somewhere in silence, may hear what their spirit has been waiting for. And subscribe, not for numbers, but for alignment, because this isn't a channel, it's a gathering of souls chosen to remember who they are. Until the next message, walk boldly, speak gently, love deeply. The shift has begun, and you are its living proof. Amen.